Namaste. Welcome to join me in this Yin Yoga class for self-healing. In this class, we are going to work hard to get that parasympathetic nervous system kicked in. So that's where the healing happens. Where we are completely relaxed, that's when the body starts to heal itself. So letting go of all the stress, letting go of all the control, and just aiming to surrender, that's what we're trying to do. And that's where the magic happens. So if you're first time on the practicing Yin Yoga class, then all I can say to you, less is more. The less you try to achieve or control or to get into a pose, the more you're gonna get out of this practice. So just surrendering, let the body do the work for you. It knows exactly what it needs. So just trust the system, less is more. Okay, let's get started in a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Feel free, if you do have blocks around the house or maybe a couple of books, a pillow or a roll of towel, you can use those in the upcoming postures. So keep them handy if you just happen to have one. In the beginning, you can also sit on a pillow or a block, just if you feel that it's hard to get the spine straight in a cross-legged seated position. Good. We're going to take a moment to just breathe. So close your eyes, keep your spine straight, and just take a nice deep breath in. Feel your belly expand. Feel your rib cage expand, and feel your heart center expand. And then exhale calmly. Feel the heart kind of sink down, rib cage compress, and draw the belly into your spine. Repeat this few more times, inhaling deeply. And exhaling completely. Try to use this breathing technique throughout the class. This is a really calming breathing technique. It does help to get more oxygen into your system, into your bloodstream. So of course healing the heart and lungs and brains and the entire body. So practicing this breathing technique really helps us, really heals us, and helps us rid of any stress and anxiety. So good things. We're going to go into our very first pose. We're going to do a seating sequence today and a recline sequence. With this very first pose, we're going to come into a deer pose. So take your right leg over to the back. We're going to keep that left shin in more line with the front of the mat, creating that 90-degree angle. And then we try to do the same thing on this side. If you do need the help of blocks or pillows, you might want to use a block underneath your knee here, or maybe sit on a towel. Good. So just see what feels right for your body. So sometimes it's better to keep the knees a little bit closer by. So just check it out, what suits your body today. We're going to start out with a twist. So on your exhalation, just bring your right hand down to your left knee and just look over to your left side. Stay here for a moment and focus on relaxing the right hip. So I can really feel that my glute wants to engage. I can feel that my thigh is engaging also. But in Yin Yoga, the key is to relax, completely relax. So when we relax the muscles, we're going to get the benefits into the deeper tissues, into our joints, more mobility, more circulation into the connective tissue. Good. So feel free to just close your eyes in here. Just let go and relax. Well, stay for a minute in here. Very good. Now a reminder about Yin Yoga. When we go into the pose, we go very gently, with patience, with a safetiness, with respect towards our bodies. Let's do the same thing when we come out of the pose. So slowly, patiently, gently. So as you come out, we're going to bring that left hand to the left shin and right to the right one, and we're going to take a counter twist. So now we're twisting towards the right side. This will be a shorter pose, so as a counter pose it kind of just helps the body to return from that longer hold. Good. Really feeling that internal rotation in that right hip right now. It's a wonderful feeling. Good. From here, we're going to come and instead of working on internal rotation of the right hip, we're going to work on external rotation on the left hip. So starting to walk over to 45-degree angle towards that left side, so you can feel the left thigh underneath your belly. Good. And in here, again, if you do have yoga block, you might want to use resting the head on your block, or possibly, you know, use it wherever you want to use it. It's, with the Yin Yoga, it's so hard to tell what is the perfect pose, what does the perfect pose look like, because there's no such thing. It's, everybody's so different. What my pose looks like now, you know, looks completely different to yours probably, in a sense that we have a different flexibility in our hips, we have different bone structure, we have different background, and we are different people. So each to their own. You know what feels right in your body. As long as you should feel that beautiful deep stretch in your glute, possibly in a outer hip, outer thigh area, it's all good. That's where we aim for. And at the end, if you are relaxed, you let those shoulders drop down, you let your face relax, it's all good. You are healing. That's what we are getting from this practice. So let's stay here for a minute or two. nicely done. So we're gonna take a bit of a more intense version of this pose. So if you felt perfect in here, you can keep, resting in this version of the pose. Otherwise, if you want to challenge yourself a bit more, you're gonna walk over to the front. So now the chest is on top of our calf, and we're gonna fall down from here. And again, make it nice and slow. So we're not rushing into the full pose in the first minute, but what we want to do is just take our time, allowing the head to drop down, gently scanning through the entire body and making sure that everything is relaxed. What happens when you let go of that muscle tension? How does the body settle then? How does the gravity affect the pose? How does your breath affect the pose? So at least for me, when I do inhale, I can actually feel myself creating space, feeding every single cell in my body with this beautiful, freshly oxygenated blood. And when I exhale, that's my time of surrender. That's where I let go. And that's absolutely amazing, because that's where I find that perfect posture. Good, so let's stay here. Excellent. Again, we are ready to move on. So very, very slowly, just rise up from the pose. And this time start to walk your hands over to your right side. So you can either have that left hand outside the left foot, so keeping your hands on each side of that left foot. Or if you feel that you want to go more intense, you can just walk those hands kind of in between those legs. Taking your moment in here, trying to relax. This is a bit more intense pose, so at least for my body. So, see, everybody's so different. We did this class online once a week ago actually. So it's where I thought that this would be the most challenging pose, a lot of people said that something else was, which I considered like, oh my gosh, this is like, dancing in a cotton cloud with puppies, comfy pose. But yeah, everybody's different. So just close your eyes and allow your face to relax. We carry a lot of tension in the jaw, so just make sure that you let that make sure that you let that jaw drop. Good. Shoulders relax. Soften your hips. Nice. And moving up very slowly, taking the last pose on this side. This time we're gonna walk our hands over to the back. So slowly, you can either release yourself down to your forearms, or you can stay up a little bit higher. Again, just go for a bit of a explore what feels right for your body. So always challenging yourself slightly. You should not be that comfortable that you can actually fall asleep in this pose. So what we aim to get is a bit of a discomfort, but still to be in ease in such a way that we can surrender, we can let go, and we can deep breathe. Good, so just finding that posture for yourself, and let's stay there. Very well done, guys. So slowly start to move back up. Oh, that blessed feeling. So releasing that right leg over to the front. We're just gonna bend both of our knees and just swinging the knees slightly side to side, relaxing the hips. Good. And then we're gonna do all of this on the other side. So get ready. We're gonna bring that left shin in line with the front of our mat, right, and left shin in line with the side of our mat. Again, the same story here too. Trying to focus on relaxing the hip, a lot of internal rotation going on that left side. And we're gonna go into our first pose, which was twist. So bringing your left hand down to your right knee and looking over to your right. Good, so just finding that comfortable position. You can close your eyes and just relax. I highly recommend that you spend this first pose really focusing on that hip. We've done the right side now, so just notice this. This takes time to learn to relax too. So just allowing that glute to relax, thigh, hip flexors relax. And remember your breathing, the quality of your breath. Breathing in and out through the nostrils, feeling the belly move with our breath. Excellent. Let's take a counter pose. So now twisting over to our left side. Good. So take a moment in here. I hope you are feeling good. I'm always getting so zen out in the yin practice. It's just lovely. So yeah, really stress-free. And just that sense of freedom that yoga gives you, it's so powerful. I don't have words. It's magic. I think yoga is magic. Good. Let's come and work on the external rotation of the right hip now. So we're going to start to walk over to 45-degree angle over here on top of our right thigh. Good. And surrendering down. Feel free to use your yoga blocks, your pillows, whatever serves you the best, and surrender slowly into the pose. Working with your breathing, staying present, just noticing all the different sensations in your body that awaken during the pose. Good, and again slowly start to bring yourself back up, and we're going to work ourselves forward. Now this time bringing the chest on top of our shin, so surrendering down from here. Again, if this feels too intense, if the hips feel a bit stuck, return back to the previous pose. Good. Both work on that same matter. This is just a little bit more intense, or you can feel it. So good. Just relax and let go again. Find that perfect posture. Really good. Good job. Good. So slowly come out of the pose and start to move over to your left side. Now bringing your hands either on each side of that right foot or just here into the center in between those legs. Try to relax the hips. Breathe. I find it's easier to focus on the body and mind when I keep my eyes closed. So, you know, a lot of stimulation comes into our brains when we look around and we go just like, oh, this should be getting done and stuff like that. So close your eyes and just look within, look into the beautiful universe within yourself. Nice, and from here we're gonna slowly come up and we are going to go into that quad stretch, working on those hip flexors, internal rotation on that left hip. So again, feel free to explore what feels good. I notice often that how our bodies are kind of out of sync, that one side can feel completely different to the other side. So just see what feels good. So if it doesn't feel good to lower yourself down from here, then stay up. Stay up. For me, I can feel after this weekend at the cottage carrying the woods up and down the stairs. It's been a lot of cottage life now in the isolation. So there's a lot to do in the cottage. I can say we have a well, so we don't have running water. You have to bring the water down, you have to eat it up. When you do dishes, it's like a project to their own, but it is so beautiful. It's like going back to your roots. It's all the comfort disappears and it feels so soothing. I absolutely love it. Okay, I started to talk again a lot. So just relax. Nice job, everybody. Let's come out of the pose, walking the hands over to the front, releasing the legs gently to the front, and good job. Seated sequence was here. So swing those knees side to side, and we're gonna go and carry on into the poses, done reclined on our back on the floor. So let's get settled in. Good job. So in the very first pose, just, keeping your feet hips width apart, knees slightly bent. All you gotta do is just bringing your hands to your lower belly, relaxing yourself. Good. As you know, I mentioned about this class, we work on our hips and spine and our lungs. So there has been a lot of hip opening now, so we've been working a lot on our hips. With the next poses, I would really like us to work on our spine a bit more, also bringing more openness into our chest area, and then moving on and on and on and on. Good. So start by bringing your right ankle down to your left thigh. Good. And from here, take a hold with your left hand from the top of your foot. Take your right hand down to the right side And slowly start to bring those legs down to your left. Good. Again, in here, I recommend if the foot doesn't touch the ground, you can use a block, bring a block underneath your knee and your foot, or a pillow, or anything that might support the pose. Good. And from here, just look over to your right side. Keep that right arm next to your head. We're going to take a moment in here, relaxing those hips. Soften your face. Well done. Slowly come back to the center. Nice. Hug that right knee into your chest. Lengthen your left leg. Beautiful. Take a deep, deep breath in. Good. And now we're going to bring that right ankle on top of the left ankle and shift the leg slightly over to our left side of the mat. Bring your arms above your head. Take a hold of your right wrist, and we're going to bring that upper body and our arms towards the left upper corner of our mat. So creating kind of a pose that looks like a banana. Banana pose is actually the name of this pose. So it really helps us to getting those lungs open, creating more space in between ribs and just lengthen throughout the side body. You should feel not only the upper body, the ribs, the lungs and the waist lengthening, but also in the lower body, the IT band stretching out. If it feels uncomfortable to keep the hands above you, then what you can do is just release the hand down, or again, if you have, it's starting to be really far away. If you do have a yoga block, you might use a yoga block and rest your hands on top of that block. So there's a couple of options for you, what seems perfect for you now. Just settle into the pose and relax there. Beautiful. Let's come back to the center, and just for a moment, as you come back to the center, take your hands to the sides, release the right foot to the right side of your mat. Take a few deep breaths here. Good. Now let's bend those knees again and do these two poses on the left side. So first just start by bringing that left ankle down to your right thigh. Again, with your right hand, take a hook or place it on top of your foot feet. Good, and lower the legs down to your right side. Take your right arm next to your, left hand next to your head, creating a deep stretch also through the shoulder, armpit and the side body. Settling in, try to relax through the left hip. Feel the gravity, gently drawing that hip down. Nice, and come back to the center. Good, hug your left knee into your chest, lengthen your right leg. Good, you can even here bring that right leg a little bit over to your right, and then from here release that left ankle on top of your right ankle. Good, bring your arms above your head, take a hold from your left wrist and start to bring your upper body towards the right corner of your mat. Getting really nice and comfy. This is a beautiful stretch. I always feel a couple of inches taller after doing this pose. So just relax and surrender. Allow the body to sink into the floor. Good, and let's come back to the center. Beautifully, well done guys. Again, releasing your left leg into the left corner of your mat. Take your hands down to the side for a moment. Just like a starfish, stay here and breathe. Good. With our next pose, we are going to get deep into those hip flexors. So just bend your knees. Now, I recommend using a yoga block or books for this next pose. So if you have anything, flat that you can place underneath your hips, use that. If you need to get it, just press pause on this video for a moment and go get whatever you need for this next pose. It will be worth it. Good. So, nice. Let's get ready for this one. So, we're going to lift our hips. We're going to place the yoga block underneath our hips. Good. And again here, if you do want to use 2 blocks or more books, feel free to do that. But let me say, whatever you do, I don't allow any pain in my classes. So, make sure that your lower back isn't hurting. Good. From here, we're going to bring the shoulder blades slightly together and down. Palms turn up. And we're gonna slowly lengthen our legs. Good, so getting that deep stretch through the hip flexors. This is such a lovely pose. Make sure that you adjust the block to support those hips correctly. Good, again, you can stay here, or if you want to work more with the upper body, you can always take those hands above your head, or even, lock your fingers underneath your head, or just above the head. Actually, it's a bit better so the neck doesn't get uncomfortable. So just getting really nice and settled into your pose. So this is a pose that truly activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Every time we kind of get scared or the sympathetic nervous system fight and flight mode activates, we go into kind of a fetal position. So we hug those knees into our chest, and this is kind of reaction that is in our brains. This happens because we want to protect our organs. So we're going to go into this mode and tense the hip flexors. So by relaxing the hip flexors, by stretching them out nice and long, we send the message into our brains saying that we are safe. Parasympathetic nervous system can activate now. So it is a really, really healing pose. Love it, absolutely love it. So we're gonna stay here for a bit longer. Just enjoy the bit of a music, and let's stay here for 3 minutes. Wasn't it fabulous? I adore this pose. It is so good. It is coconut ice cream for my soul. So moving on, we're gonna come into waterfall pose. This is what this pose does to me. It just mellows me out, so I cannot even speak anymore. Hands down to the sides. Now, if you have 2 blocks, I recommend for the next one, you might want to remove the other one, but whatever you do, just bring those blocks a little bit higher up so you can see me bringing the block more like underneath my lower back. From here, we're going to lift the legs up. Good job. Nice. Feels nice to even move around a bit. Goody. From here, let's lengthen the legs up. And we're going to stay here for a moment. So either feet hips width apart or big toes together, what feels good for you. So again, another boosting pose for our immune system. Just really getting those lymphatic fluids moving, and more circulation into our hips, into our heart, giving our heart like a tiny holiday from pumping all that blood into our feet. So this is super healing, highly recommend, and very relaxing. Just one of those poses that will guarantee you a good sleep if you do this before you go to bed, just lifting those legs up. It's such a gem. Good, just hold here. Nice, and then just bend your knees. We're going to bring those feet down, lifting the hips, removing our block, releasing the block down, and then hugging our knees into our chest. Just gently rock yourself side to side on your back. Beautiful. And from here, you can either roll to the side and come up from there, or just roll yourself straight up. And we're gonna sit up. We have a couple of postures still left. So let's do a forward fold next, seated forward fold. Now, you might wanna use your block again, either underneath your knees if your hips are super tight. You can sit on a pillow if you have sciatica pain in the back. Or, for example, if you do happen to have two blocks, this is my favorite way to do the pose. So I'll just place the blocks on top of each other like this and surrender my head down to the blocks. So just a really mellow, beautiful pose. And we're gonna stay here relaxed for a few minutes. Again, enjoying yourself. Remember, if it does feel too tense, you can also bring the blocks in between your thighs or knees, and just from here, lowering your head down. Do whatever feels good for your body. It doesn't matter what the pose looks like. What matters is that it is healing your body. So just try out what feels good for you, and stay there. Good, and slowly, slowly, slowly roll yourself back up. Just for a moment, take your hands behind your back and just lift up your chest. Good. And bring your chin into your chest and move back up. Well done. Now let's come into our final long postures, if we don't count Shavasana, of course, which is long too. But from here, one block or pillows, two pillows, one pillow. You can place one underneath your underneath the upper back or mid back, and if you want one, you can place it underneath your head. I'm going to show it like this. So if you do have a roll of towels, or you know, you can make your jacket into a roll, or you can use pillows or bolsters or yoga blocks, or wrap your books inside a towel. That's another nice one. We're gonna lie down from here, And we're going to take the hands down to the side like cactus arms. Now, a couple of options for your legs. We're going to work on hip opening again. So what I'm going to do is take butterfly legs, soles of my feet together. Now, if this feels too intense, then an option here is bringing the knees together, feet apart. Good. Or just knees separate, or keeping your legs all the way out. So taking the variation that suits your body. So this is a beautiful pose for the lungs and for the heart. Just getting that heart chakra open, and it is so beautiful pose. I just love it. Working on your sacral and heart chakra, these two centers. This beautiful pose. Working on our lungs, working on our hips, working on our spine. Good. So just close your eyes. Feel the belly rising, feel the ribs expanding as you inhale, and as you exhale again, everything kind of falls. We'll take the next few minutes here. So just keep breathing and focus on yourself. Whenever you feel thoughts coming to your head that don't concern this moment, then bring your awareness back into your body, back into your breath. Nice, and from here let's start to slowly bring those knees together. Bring your hands down to the side, and from one side you can roll over to your right side. Good. And just for a second, coming back up, just sitting up. We're gonna take a final twist. So just bend your right knee, left leg is straight. Good. Hold your right knee with your left hand and just twist over to your right side. And either down on your mat or on your block as I just had it. Good. So nice long spine, nice little gentle twist to end this asana practice. Good. Come back to the center. Other side, left knee bends, back is straight, and exhale, rotate. Good. Coming back to the center. Well done. Let's get settled into our Shavasana. So again, lying down, just lift the hips to make the lower back nice and long. Now again, if you do have lower back pain, I highly recommend using pillows, blocks, something underneath your thighs to support the back. Shoulder blades are nice, supporting the upper back, hands down to the sides, palms facing upwards. So getting all super comfy and taking this next 5 minutes in here in a Shavasana. Relax, soften and let go. Feel
am thine in mind, myself, Vaheguru. Hummi hum, tummi tum, Vaheguru, 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 Vahejio, Vaheguru, 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 Vahejio. I am thine in mind, myself, Vaheguru. Hummi hum, tummi tum, Vaheguru, 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 Vahejio, Vaheguru, 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 Vahejio, Vaheguru, 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 Vahejio, Vaheguru.
Move your fingers and your toes. Move your head side to side. Good. Now again, inhale, bring your arms above your head, creating length, point the toes. And as you exhale, bend your knees and turn to your right side. Allowing yourself to have a bit time to come out of Shavasana. And from here, just come and sit up. Good, into a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bring your chin down. Take a moment to sense gratitude. Gratitude for your health, for your body, for being able to practice yoga, to being able to heal yourself. Feel gratitude for any experience that you have in your life. How small it is, doesn't matter. If it is just having a moment to enjoy your tea, that is already a perfect reason to be grateful for. Feel gratitude for your friends, for your family. Feel gratitude for all the lessons we have and learn in our lives. Good. I thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you so much for this time together again. I really want to know what you want to gain from your yoga practice and what would you like to do in these classes of mine. And yeah, I wish you the most beautiful day. And yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Namaste. Peace out.
Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru.